8,
You're watching The
7,
Experience, Comic Culture, and Sales.
5,
Streaming live daily to
4,
Facebook, YouTube,
3,
Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Comic Book Beardies presents the Geek Chat. We are back, and this is my co-host Desmond.
As always.
As always, what?
As always, I'm always your co-host.
You are. Well, actually, yes, you are. You are watching us on The Experience. Like us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. And be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notifications button on YouTube so you can get all the notifications when we're coming on. I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, Facebook, like the Geek Chat and the Comic Book Beardies, as well as The Experience. And you can go to comicshoppingexperience.com to see all The Experience has to offer. We do programming every day of the week. So, we have a great show for you. We've got 4 brand new number ones. One from Dark Horse, one from Vault Comics. So we are covering some indies. And then 2 from DC. And I do not have physical copies of the 2 DC books because I read the previews and chose not to buy them.
Oh, okay. Well, I have them, so.
Yes. Hey, Paul. Hello, Kenneth. Welcome into the Geek Chat. So, what do you want to start with? Some favorite TV shows?
Yeah, so as always, the first section is generally going to be movies, TV, and the like. So, because its time in the sun is pretty much over, I wanted to walk down memory lane real quick and think about our favorite CW shows. And by that I mean specifically DC CW shows, or let's broaden a little bit to comic book related CW shows, because I know some people would be screaming out loud, "What about Riverdale? What about Riverdale?" So about Riverdale, I tapped out after the first season. I know you loved it, right? Because it got super weird and cringy and
not
crazy.
Cringy, got crazy. I did. So
were there like aliens and vampires and
all
bears? Oh my!
So we actually watched the last season full.
Did you watch the first season?
I tapped out first episode.
Oh no, I was in it to win it for the first season, and then I was just like, It was like,
Coop watched it. Coop watched the first season, and then stopped.
Yeah,
so
the angst was getting to me.
We actually went back and rewatched the last episode of this. I think it was the 7th season, whatever the second to last one is, so we could see how Riverdale changed to being in the 50s. And it was basically, and I'm going to say this word, and the word is horrible to say, but it was woke Archie in the 50s, and it was amazing. It was everything the 50s should have been like if it was 2023, if that makes sense. So Archie, Betty, Veronica, and Jughead were all in a 4-way relationship.
Yes. Very very Krakoan.
That was very Krakoan. It was an adventure, and the ending actually, they ended the whole series with Betty looking back on her life, and the one thing Coog got really mad at was, what was her name? Do you remember? Jughead's girlfriend, the comic book artist.
I have no idea.
Oh my God. Ethel
Merman?
No, not Ethel. Damn it. Anyhow.
Anyway,
she didn't get any closure. She drove off into the
Sunset.
With her boyfriend, and that was the end. Yeah, that's Ethel. Big Ethel. She was blamed for her parents' murders. Then you find out the murders. They did this really weird tie-in with there were Russian spies and the bomb that was going to go off. And
See, I think if I what you're telling me thinks that a lot of this would work better as like if you were to watch it continuously, because I think that if you were just to tap in, in between a certain season, you wouldn't know where you were.
They did that every season. So we are actually going to go back. Every season was different.
Yeah, I think I didn't realize that either.
The second to last season, they had superpowers.
Yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go and I'm gonna binge them and just watch them all the way through and see if they stand alone as individual story arcs within the season works better.
We're gonna do that too, but we've been on a RuPaul kick, so
no worries.
we've been doing a lot of catching up on different
cool.
RuPaul seasons. We're watching UK versus the world, something like that.
I think it's fantastic if you're a RuPaul, Drag Race fan. I don't watch it. I haven't watched it since I think season 2 or 3. Ooh. Once I found that the fix was in when Raven won, I was out. I tapped out.
So there's a format. We knew who was going to win. We don't agree with the winners all the time. We feel like the winner of UK season 3 was a sleepy queen, much like Pearl, that did nothing the whole season. She was a look queen. She brought great looks, but she had no talent to back anything up.
I'm glad that you're international.
Won. Yeah, we are. We're international now.
So
I'm not gonna butcher the accents, though. I promise.
Thank you. But back to the CW shows.
Yes.
So one of my favorite CW shows that I really, really just absolutely loved, and I felt like it didn't get enough respect, was Black Lightning. I thought Black Lightning was a really good show, and I think it failed because they set it in its own world. One of the things. Plus, I think it I don't know. There's something about this show that while entertaining, it wasn't. I don't know. There was just something about the show, and then when they brought it into the main kind of CW Arrowverse, I felt it was a little too late. And I wanted to have more of that show, because I felt like they were experimenting with the family really, really well. However, I do think that it should have been a live action Static Shock. Would have went over a little bit better, because I'm thinking that if they'd have done a Static Shock version, it would have caught a much younger demographic. Not to say that it didn't catch a younger demographic. I don't think it did, though. I just think Virgil's just a little bit more in the collective of comic book, of especially Black comic book characters, than Black Lightning is. And I think him being young and plus having the cartoon on top of that would have made it a lot more successful, in my opinion. But I enjoyed it. It was fun. Watched every episode. I have to go back and watch them again, because towards the end there it did get a little wonky, but I did enjoy it. How about you?
I tapped out of that show season 2.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the show because it brought in a lot of Batman and the Outsider villains and some heroes. Like they tried to do a version of Halo. They tried to do Heat. What was her name? They used a lot of characters. They like Jace Helga. They twisted it into the CW versions, which is cool.
Yeah.
That was one of the only shows where what they did when they replaced an actor, they wrote it into the script.
Yeah.
Because the youngest daughter, left, and they replaced her with a girl that looked nothing like her, and said it was because her molecules had to be merged together, and they weren't going to get it right, and so she didn't look the same. Okay, we'll go with it. It's a comic book show, whatever.
That's awesome, though, right?
It is that
that was like perfect
they
explanation.
at least addressed it.
Exactly. Perfect.
Addressed it.
Perfect explanation. It's comic book logic. Let's make it work, people.
Yeah, and it did. And there were a lot of positives to the show. I loved Whale's character.
Oh, Tobias Whale?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Saw him in San Francisco at Mel's Diner across from the Metreon.
Really?
Yeah, I was too shy to come up and say, I loved you. But yeah, I saw him. I was like, oh my God, he's eating a patty melt or something.
He's a regular human being.
He's a regular guy.
Oh my God. So.
Just like us. What about you? What did you like?
What I didn't like, I hated the wife. They wrote her character into the ground. She became so unlikable. I just wanted her to die. Like, some villain take her out, because she was one of the most annoying parts. 2 daughters, powers, costumes, loved it all. But I had to tap out. I could not take this family anymore. Like, I understand breaking them down to build them back up, but a whole season of them arguing was just, I couldn't do it. So I have zero clue how it ended. Yeah. Not a clue.
So what was one of your favorites?
In the episode?
No. In CW shows.
Oh. Well, I actually enjoyed season 2 of Batwoman.
I never watched it.
So
I just couldn't. I was like, no, thank you.
I loved it. They did a lot of cool things with Batman villains. So basically, Batman's treasure trove in the Batcave was robbed. So it was like Poison Ivy, something or other. All these villains, tricks, the weapons got out into the public. So there were new versions of these villains running around, and Batwoman has to stop them. It was also her. This is the bad part was they introduced her brother, much like Batgirl's brother in the comic books. Bruce Gordon Jr. He went crazy and became the villain of that small run. That's what they kind of did. They made up this brother she met her real mom too. And that's how she met her brother. And her brother hated the fact that she was, this. And so he tried to attack her. And oh my God, that plot line got old. But
it sounds like it.
There was a really nice subplot with Renee Montoya and Poison Ivy being an item.
That's nice.
The Poison Ivy stuff was really cool. That's how they kind of ended the show, if I remember right.
How was the change between the two Batwomen? It
was good. So Kate Kane came back in a new body, of course. The body. Did you
Molecules.
ever watch? Right. Did you ever watch? No, plastic surgery. Did you ever watch Krypton?
No.
You didn't watch Krypton?
I couldn't get into it.
So the female lead from Krypton became the new Kate Kane after the woman that started playing Kate Kane, dropped out. So they had her Black Mask's daughter, and she exploded. The real Kate Kane exploded in a plane, and they found her body and made her up to be this Black Mask's daughter. And so she had a new look. I think it was Black Mask. It was a while ago.
Hey.
But out of all the shows, do you remember? So
Comic Logic.
Viewers, we actually sat and reviewed the first Supergirl. Were we sent a tape or something? We had special.
Yes. My friend worked at one of the networks, and we were able to watch when it was on CBS.
When it was on CBS,
we were able to watch the first episode of Supergirl.
Yeah, and we did a whole review with.
Oh yeah.
Terry was there, and I can't remember who else was there. I'm very sorry.
I liked it.
That series was actually quite good too.
Yeah, I liked Supergirl. I thought Supergirl was fun. I thought it ended when it needed to end. I don't know. Something about that it certainly definitely got better when it was off of a major network and it went to the CW. I thought when it went there is when it really kind of got its wings and started to fly, so to speak. I did think that Jimmy Olsen, his change was fine. him becoming the Guardian was fine. Everything with Kandor and all that, fine. I just thought it was a really good show. And then the spin-off, Lois and Superman, was good. And I thought the actor playing Superman was really good as well.
Yeah.
Good shows. The one show that I want to talk about before we end the segment that was great, and then it was great because of its hokiness, and then just got hokey for the sake of being hokey, was Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I loved the crap out of that show because it had this roster of whack ass characters just going out and saving the universe, the multiverse, and all this other stuff. And they did some of the coolest, wackiest shit at the beginning, and then it just got really.
At the end, it got even more ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think that was the thing. It's like, I understand you're being ridiculous, but we shouldn't, be like, oh my god, they're so ridiculous. No, I don't think that that's a good look.
I am quite sad though, because they had just introduced Booster.
Oh yeah, you're
right. I was sad. I wish they had given it one more season.
No. I think we got our money's worth with seeing all of those different characters doing all those different things. I think I was satiated.
I wanted more.
Just like with the Flash, I was satiated.
Flash went on way too long. That could have ended a couple seasons earlier.
Yeah, there was only so much don't tell Barry or don't tell Iris kind of stuff that I could do. It's like, y'all lie to each other all the time, and I get it. That's the formula. You gotta create some tension or some drama, and it's like,
I really wish Savitar had did the job in that one season. Just Iris again. She was so whiny.
Yeah.
So whiny. The one thing I will miss about The Flash is seeing some of the Golden Age. I loved it every time Jay Garrick showed up.
Yes. See, and I think that's one of the things that I really enjoyed. And that was the difference between Arrow and Flash. Was Arrow, I thought, was way too grounded in reality, for the first couple of seasons. It was good, but that show for me didn't start to get good until they basically accepted the fact that they are a DC show, they are a comic book show, and it's okay to show people with superpowers.
Yeah.
He can only fight Merlin and the Assassin's Guild or League of Assassins so many times.
Right.
He can only go back to that damn island so many times.
Well, they did. They love that island.
And I'm like, just let him meet other people in the world. And when they started doing that, when they brought in the Flash, I think that's when the Arrowverse began. And I had no idea what the expectation was going to be, but I super enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I really hope that Gunn, in his infinite wisdom of creating fantastical worlds and building, different worlds, will be able to give us I pray, please give us an accurate representation of the Legion of Superheroes on film, or in television, or in film, or something. I think that property has so many different avenues that they could take with it. It's the future.
They could get 3 movies just out of the Great Darkness saga.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think with the cast of characters that it has, it would do better as a show. And I'll tell you, here's the reason why. Because of that, they could do a whole season of the Great Darkness and make that the whole season, build up to the beginning of Darkseid. It's not like Darkseid's going to be in the movies anytime soon. I don't think that I think that ship has sailed because of what Zack Snyder did and the stuff that came before it. So I don't think that Gunn is going to go back to the well with Darkseid, and I'm thinking that would be a perfect way to introduce a baddie into um, the shows and have a Legion of Superheroes TV show. Started off small with the original three and the founding members. They could go to different planets. It just seems like that would be a perfect catalyst for new stories because it's in the future. You know, you could kill Pharaoh Lad. You could, have Matter Eater Boy, the Legion of Substitute Superheroes, Bouncing Boy. You can do whatever you want with that, and I think that's what's great is if they were able to do that. One of a couple things that I'm really excited for is James Gunn's new TV series that is coming out. I think it's Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos is the first one.
Yeah, and that's going to be a cartoon though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So the weird thing about that is the voice actors are supposed to be, I think at one time, the actual actors in a live action as well.
Which means because it's a quote unquote Elseworld story, if I remember correctly, they can have them pop in to the real world and actually show their real world counterparts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm thinking that because it's animated, James Gunn is trying to leverage DC's animation because its animation, I mean, its animation is so much better than the movies, and their studios, because it's Warner Brothers animation, I think it's just top notch. Although you would think Disney, being Disney, would be able to put out better animation or animated movies for their properties or a cartoon or something.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Terrible voice acting usually.
No, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about Gunn's whole idea. It's still 2 years away. We're still burning off the old DC movies, and we're going to have a year of nothing. Which is interesting why they would not plan anything for 2024. It's like DC's just taking the year off. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree, Daniel. Loved Legion of Superheroes except the Bendis BS. Yeah. Surprised Legion of Superheroes was in the new Green Arrow 4.
Yes. And it's so funny that oh my god, I forgot Roy's daughter's name.
Speedy?
Well, her real name, Leanne. I think it's Leanne.
Oh, okay.
She actually calls out Brainiac 5. It's a cute little couple of pages.
But hopefully that shows that in after Green Arrow is over, we will have Legion of Superheroes showing up in the dawn of DC. I mean,
there's nothing yet.
I know. I looked through the solicits and
there's
no
nothing.
one has said anything. So I don't know why. I don't know why anyone doesn't want to do it. There's so many writers out there that could put together a fantastic version. Get someone who does a group book and put them on there and have them do it. I don't know. Maybe that's something we can pose to the community next time. Is like, what's one of your writing and artist teams that you think should do Legion of Superheroes. So
did you have this issue, Des? Legion of Superheroes 320 had an Ollie Queen III as a tour guide.
No. Huh. I did not. I will have to look that up.
You will. Hickman,
yes, I would have expected Hickman on it too. If Hickman wants to go to DC, I would expect him to do it.
That would be something.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be something. So Hickman is just finished up Ultimate Invasion, and the Ultimate Universe is coming back.
We'll see what happens with that one. I think that's something that's on my pull list, and I want to see what he's going to do left, in his own corner to do his own thing in his own universe.
Yeah.
Not attached to anything that's going to become a Marvel movie.
Right.
Just let him cook, as the children say. Let him.
Oh, they do.
But
so we are going to be taking a commercial real quick. Coming up, we will be talking about some new number ones, including The Flash, DC's Dawn of DC, Flash number 1. So, stay tuned.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
What if Hans Gruber from Die Hard had to battle the Joker from Batman the Animated Series in a dance battle? Or who would win in a race between Baby from Baby Driver and Snidely Whiplash? If Austin Powers and Shrek found themselves in a hot dog eating contest, who would emerge victorious? These are the questions we talk about on Nerd Killer Warfare. Debate the most absurd questions you've ever heard in popular culture. Register now by scanning the QR code or visiting bit.ly/EXP casting. Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form.
Hey, welcome back.
Such
Thanks for
rockin'
watching. I know, it's great. You are watching the Comic Book Beardies presenting the Geek Chat. I'm Beardy Rich.
I'm Desmond, aka Black Beardy or Baby Beardy.
Baby Beardy. You are watching us on The Experience. Be sure to like and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. So, I'm a retailer. So we get advanced copies of books. So we get to read them. DC really does it the most. Image, kind of. Marvel, never. So I got to read 2 of these number ones that we're reviewing early. And I've just been waiting for them to come out so that Des could read it, because I know he's a huge Flash fan. So what did you think of Flash number 1? And you're going to have to do the credits because I ain't got none.
Alrighty, so Dawn of DC, The Flash. Let's see what these credits say. Are they in the back? Oh, there they are. Okay, so writer Cy Spurrier, artist Mike Diodato Jr., colorist Travis Mulvihill, letterer Hassan Otsomain Elhayo. My apologies if I butchered your name. A couple of varied covers. I got the base cover. And it's funny because it's number 1, but if you look real closely up here, it says Legacy issue 801.
Shut up. They are doing legacy numbers. My. I
So
love
it's
it
a
when
legacy
DC
number.
follows Marvel. So real quick, Daniel had a question. Does anyone own the Absolute Crisis edition and the 35th Deluxe? I do not. I am very sorry. I
I don't.
own the one Crisis that came out, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't have either of them, because I have them. I have them in the originals, so I don't. Yeah, I never bought the deluxe versions of them. So sorry. But Google is your friend. Um, so Dawn of DC, The Flash. I didn't hate it.
You didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it.
Okay.
I
Why?
didn't hate it.
Why?
Well, it sets a new status quo for Wally West. Yes, Daniel. Wally West is my Flash,
Same.
and you like Cy Spurs. Intrigued. Yeah, I didn't hate it. The thing that I did not like about it was the art.
Oh,
I
okay. So we're on the same page there.
did not like the artwork. I thought, for whatever reason, the Flash's art has always been, for me, much more.
Kinetic
Yeah, but it's brighter, you know.
movement.
And I think that a lot of his artwork, Deodato Jr. is more, I don't want to say static, but more static, you know. And I just don't think that his movement really made it shine, and it's just a little too dark, you know.
Especially the scene with Mr. Terrific.
Well,
that whole scene was lit by a computer screen, and the way the pages. So we talked about Detective Comics and the layout of the pages.
yeah, that was too bright.
And this one, I feel like the
Oh.
pages, there's no
Too dark.
definition sometimes.
Yeah, and if you noticed, and maybe you could help me, because I didn't get this. Does Mr. Terrific's costume kind of
Fade in it, yes.
It falls in and out. It falls off and in on him or something.
Yes, I noticed that. In one panel, he goes from his suit to his costume,
and then back when Wally is leaving. So I wasn't sure if that was intentional or if it was not, because it happens so fast that I wasn't sure if it was a typo or if it was, or like an error in editing or what. So yeah, that was something that was inconsistent with me. And I again, I'm not sure about the art. I just don't. The Flash is usually brighter. It's usually got more energy, got more life, got more light in it. So I don't think that Deodato is a good fit for the Flash at this time. I just something about his art does not sit well with me. However,
what did you think about the story direction?
The story was very interesting, in that in the fact that they brought back his kids, and Wally is now the Flash, and I'm excited to see Wally back. I want to follow up with Barry just to see, you know.
Do we know where Barry went? I haven't read. I haven't been keeping up on DC, so
I don't really. I don't know what happened to him, but I definitely will go back and find out.
Someone said, "Run, Barry, run!"
Yeah,
and he ran,
and he ran away. So yeah, I was very happy to see Wally back, because that was my Wally West. That was my Flash, just like Daniel said. It was mine as well. I grew up with him. I read a lot of his stories, and I'm glad that he's back. I'm glad that they brought the children back. The children's powers are kind of interesting. They both have super speed, and I know one of them, the boy, was able to grow his mass beforehand, and I don't know if he can still do that or not. I did not see that in the book. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I think the Gorilla Grodd being in it is fantastic. I really enjoyed seeing a classic villain be brought back.
Same.
Yeah. you can grow mass too, huh? Yes. All all that what is it? All that Texas toast, huh?
Oh, I love Texas toast.
So I don't know who the kid is that got turned into a fly thing when he got turned inside out. Is the Speed Force, something's happening with the Speed Force, and then the generic bad guy at the end. The uncoiling, I don't know what that is. I was like, okay, are you from the future? Are you like, I kind of get the feeling he kind of looks like the what was that one guy in Guardians of the Galaxy that was the sorcerer? That had the weird, like, he was like Doctor Strange. He
I have
kinda,
no clue.
yeah, he kinda looked like that guy a little bit. So
Adam
not,
Warlock.
not Adam Warlock. No, not Adam Warlock. But it was
okay.
this guy. It was this guy. He kind of looked like this guy right here. He kind of looked like, I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
I'm getting kind of Dominator vibes, but he's not.
Yeah.
So again, why? Like, why create someone new? You know, I know that people, writers.
Necrostar.
Oh, so some of this ties into the Necrostar stories incoming. Thank you, Daniel, because I did not know that. And one of the things I'm glad it's leading to something. But one of the problems that I'm having is, like, I really wish that they would use existing characters. Like, that's why I'm happy that they had Gorilla Grodd in it, and then they just brought back, oh, a villain is coming. Oh, a villain is coming, and it's like, a villain is always coming. Why does it have to be a new villain? I would have liked it to be not so much what Jeff Johns was doing with the Rogues Gallery, but pick another rogue that you haven't explored yet. Explore them instead of starting something completely new. Because for me, I feel that's easy. You know, it's easy. We don't need anything. I don't want to say we don't need anything new because that sounds very reductive. But Necrostar equals more evil Staros is all I can.
Which is
gather
funny
so far.
because in Titans, the upcoming Beast World ginormous event, I believe has a Starro in it, and Doom Patrol has a Starro in it as well.
Well, maybe it's remember Batman's Starro?
Uh-huh.
Maybe
Starro.
Yeah, maybe he's coming back. Yes, we do not need another villain.
No, and I think so. Real quick, that's what I think ruined the Flash TV show. They butchered the Rogues in the very first season.
Well, they all became nothing.
So yeah, okay, but okay, I have 3 notes that I took because I reread it. I went back and I got the PDF and I reread it. I was like, yay, Wally. I was so excited Wally's back. Yay, Animal Girl. I love Animal Girl. I love Animal Man. The New 52 Animal Man was such a great read. And I put too much going on. Now, I am not a stupid reader by any means. There was so much thrown at the reader in this issue between the children, between the new villain, between Grodd, the new speedster, all the freaking flashes in this book, like
the beginning with Max Mercury and
much. It was a double-sized issue. It was a little bigger than a usual issue. I think. I love that. I'm not complaining about jam-packed issues. I just think this had a little too much for me, and I love Mike Deodato. He is a great artist. On a book that is darker, like Thunderbolts, it worked amazing. On the Flash, I feel like you said, feel like the Flash, there's movement. Deodato's a great artist, but his pictures are very static, like you said. And when I learned he was on this book, I was like, well, I don't know how I feel about this. And reading it, it was a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna stay the course. But I think he's probably gonna be in for the first couple of issues. But
so the Dawn of DC Timeline image has tentacles coming into focus now. I am gonna have to look this up.
Scary. Well, here you go. You know, more tentacles. Well, I'm glad that Starro's coming back.
Yeah. So I am unfortunately not going to read the second issue unless I read yours.
What? I'm gonna read You have to read the second issue. I want to see what's going on with these kids and the baby and Iris. And Iris wanted to go back to work
Care.
and
Don't care.
and the kids doing their things.
No.
And that was the atom that they probably found.
Oh, good.
In the kids in the bottom of the school.
Yeah. No.
What? It's like it's the atom.
Too much. Hey, too much. So it's a nay for me.
Nay, it's a yay for me. I'll definitely keep up because I did like the kids' stories, but I do think that the art needs to improve.
Yeah. So Daniel, one of the books that we're going to be hopefully talking about later is Unstoppable Doom Patrol because the book is amazing. Amazing.
It'll probably read really well as a trade.
I agree. I want to support Wally as Flash, but
yeah,
I just can't read this book. So the next book is a book I've never read before.
You are killing me with that.
I've never read this book. I can't even say the damn name half the time.
It's Usagi Yojimbo.
There you go.
Yay! And it's by Stan Sakai.
He does everything.
That's who did it. It's
like
Stan Sakai.
He does everything.
Yeah, he does the story, the art, the lettering, does it all. And except for the colors. The colors are done by Hi-Fi Color Design. So Stan Sakai, I've been a huge Usagi Yojimbo fan for years. I think he was one of the back in the 90s there were a ton, late 80s early 90s there was a ton of anthropomorphic comic books, TMNT being the most famous, but you had Usagi Yojimbo, you had radioactive something hamsters, you had Fish Police, you had all these different things that were you had Boris the Bear, all these different independent. I think you would have liked Boris the Bear. It was about a bear that was a secret agent that goes around killing stuff. I think you got if you ever are at a comic book convention
and you see it, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, go out and look for like radioactive adolescent kung fu squirrels or something. That's usually what it was. Seriously, there's a ton of them. Yes, I enjoyed the. Yes, Daniel, I also enjoyed the Usagi Yojimbo TMNT mini. The first issues grabbed me. It's really good. So this one is technically, it's funny because Stan Sakai is doing legacy numbering too. So this is the first book that he's coming back to Dark Horse. He was with a different publisher. I think he was Fantagraphics for a while, but then he took his property back to Dark Horse, and now Dark Horse is publishing it. And he hasn't been in Dark Horse for a while, and this is the first issue of this new kind of partnership. It's called Snow and Ice, and it's part 1 of 5. But out of all of his comics, he's done 270 versions of Usagi Yojimbo, not counting Space Usagi or... Oh my god, you have it! Yes!
Radio Black Belt Hamsters.
That's it! Yes, when I was a kid, I used to read all of them. And there's one about like kangaroos or rodents. It's like tons of them. I think Malibu Comics was the one that had a bunch of them. But yeah, if you can find them, they're hilarious and well worth the read. But this one basically picks up, a couple, not very long, but it takes place in the 16th century of Japan. It's Civil War era, or the Edo period. I think it's the Edo period.
So Paul says he was with IDW.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. He was with IDW. Thank you, dear. But yeah, this takes place in the warring period of Japan, and Usagi Yojimbo is a Ronin, which is a masterless samurai who travels Japan, getting into kind of like weird adventures. And so he is traveling with another rabbit, and he meets all different types of bandits and ninja and the shogunate and different types of monsters as well. And he is now being not being chased, but he is being he's on a collision course with one of his old foes when him and his companion uh stop at the night at a woman's cabin who gives them respite for the night. But if you know anything about Japanese folklore, sad women by themselves in the forest are generally oni, and you got to read to find out if she is or not. Fantastic issue, fully colored. A lot of his stuff is black and white, but it is colored now. So if you have an aversion, Rich, to black and white comics, you can definitely try this. It's really good. It's definitely worth it. Huh?
Don't call me out.
But it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. It's what I like about it. It's a quick read. It gets to the point, and the action and the storytelling is superb. Definitely worth it. Pick it up at your local comic book shop and support Stan Sky. I met him a couple times. I have actual, I want to show you, but I have artwork that I've gotten from him. Got multiple stuff signed. He's always at the various conventions. Fantastic guy. If you see him, go up and say hi and support him. He's really a cool guy.
So I have a note for that too.
Oh Lord.
It was cute, and it felt like I was reading an Animal Gru book.
Oh, Gru. Okay, sorry. Well, him and Sergio.
Like
yeah, so him and Sergio Agonis are really good friends.
Yeah. I love that everyone was killed, but there was not a drop of blood. That was fun.
Yeah. There's no blood.
No blood.
It's great. The symbol for people dying is a little word bubble and a little skull,
yep.
And that means that they've died.
Yep.
So
that was interesting.
Fantastic.
So I think you and I should write geriatric gerbils. That would be a book. That'd be
I could see it.
And yeah,
it would be. Let me see. It would be what's 60-year-old? That's 60 is centennial. No, 60 is sexagenarian. Sexagenarian geriatric.
Geriatric
gerbils.
gangrene jitsu gerbils is a real book.
Oh my god, I love it.
Huh? Wow. So next up in our books Rich did not care for is Power Girl #1.
How could you not like Power Girl?
Hated it.
Why did you hate it?
This is a full-on. I did not like anything about this book. Did not like the writing. Did not like the art. Did not care for her new name. What the hell is up with Omen? No.
Okay, real quick before you go into your rant. Thank you for posting in the Experience posted. There's a Jen Knight's interview with Stan Sakai from in August after the shows.
King.
Sorry, Jen King.
Miss Jen King.
Sorry,
okay.
But you should really check out that interview. It's really cool.
So why don't you give the who's of the book, since I did not waste my money and buy it.
So this is Power Girl. I'm a sucker for #1s. I don't know.
Thank you, Daniel. We agree.
What?
Daniel thought was a dumb thumbs down too.
Come on, it's not that.
Oh. No.
It wasn't that bad.
Yes, it was.
You were out of control. Although I was almost gonna call her, Carol's new book wasn't that bad.
Carol.
Because she looks just like Carol Danvers. Like she is literally DC's Carol Danvers with the jacket, the way with no cape and everything. I literally thought I was reading a Carol Danvers show, and they're literally gonna send the whole thing was they're gonna send her into space, and Clark is sending her into space, and I'm like, okay, great. So the writer is Leah Williams, penciler is Eduardo Pansica, inker is Julio Ferreira, and the colorist is Romulo Ferrado Jr.
Yeah,
and the letterer was Becca Carey.
So I'm gonna blame either the inker and the colorist.
Really?
Because I really, really, really thought the art in this was subpar.
I thought the art was okay. I thought the art was okay. I really thought that.
reminded me of the 90s when you'd pick up a book and it would be just some random artist off the street filling in.
I think you're being too harsh.
Oh God, no! I really know.
I think you're being too harsh. I thought it was definitely serviceable for what we were doing. I thought the faces were nicely detailed. I thought that her power poses were nice. I thought everything was I thought the art was the least of the problems with the book was the artwork.
Mm.
No,
Well, the writing wasn't even that good either.
I thought the writing was a little. I guess I I don't know. I really thought that this issue was they're trying to set up something, and they're trying to set up something with the alien technology. Carol Danvers with,
Her name is not Carol Danvers.
What?
Her new name is Paige, some stupid thing or
Paige, and how she got her name.
PG.
PG. Yeah,
So-
her name is Paige something or other. Sorry, I can't break the comparison to Carol Danvers
Her
because it
name
really seems
is
like
Kara or Karen Starr, but she doesn't want to be Karen Starr anymore. Or even Kara would be nice. And then John's like, hey, it's Paige. Okay, let's go there.
yeah, it's Paige.
And I read all this on Wiki. After I read this issue today, I reread the issue today. I was even more mad than the first time I read it because I really was like, I'm going to have to be honest about this review. There's no skating around how much I disliked this book. So I looked it up. And it's okay. During this Lazarus event,
the Lazarus planet,
the rain that came down, she got psychic powers, and then she had them taken away by Johnny Sorrow, like 2 issues later, and now she has an astral punch. What the F? An astral punch? What is she? America now?
They're trying to differentiate her from the other Kryptonians to carve herself out a little niche within the super family. Everyone has one, and that they're giving this to her.
For 3 decades, she didn't need all that crap. She was just Karen Starr. She punched people and had big knockers. They even shrunk her knockers.
I'm fine with that. Like her,
I'm not. That's her.
I actually like the new costume. Aside from the jacket,
new costume is a really nice homage to the old one.
No, the jacket is terrible.
Well, the jacket is supposed to be the cape, the red cape over one shoulder. I get it, but I don't like. Yeah, no. What are we doing now?
It's horrible.
Carve out a niche like the opening in the middle of a shirt.
Could you imagine if she's running around with the jacket and the back is cut out like her boobs were? That'd be hilarious.
That would be fun. She has telepathy in the current action. She has telepathy? She's telepathic now?
Just they don't know what to do with her. And what was really sad is because Jeff Johns put so much effort into her. And I agree with what Daniel said. They should have her with the hopefully returning JSA or kill her off. Too many Kryptonians as it is.
Hey, do you remember when she was an Atlantean? And
yes.
She was magic. She was related to
King Arthur, I think it was. And
I thought it was Orion.
Was it Orion?
It was one of them.
She's she's as bad as Donna Troy, if you ask me. But anyway,
yeah, plot convenience powers. I have to agree.
I want to like her. Like I want to like it. I want to try. I want to like it. I do think that, I want to try it. But I do believe that Daniel is right, and I think she works better with a super team. Yeah. That way she can bounce off other people. Her as a solo character, I don't think she's strong enough to carry a book on her own.
Well, she's not solo. She's got Omen. Some reason Omen's like, hey, screw you, Titans. I'm going to go hang out with, what's her name? Paige.
I don't think she's going to stay because she's going into space unless she's going to take Omen to space. And I don't think that that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's a no for me on Omen's redesign, too. I
didn't recognize her. I was like, that's Omen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what happened with her either. So The drag her have to sell. Daniel says the drag her have to sell covers. She'll be back to the boob window one piece before books. Oh, and then the one scene that really killed me. And okay, last thing before we go to break. Last thing was the thing that killed me was number one, her hair was all pulled back, looked terrible. She looked terrible. And then when she changes into her outfit, she uses her laser vision, her heat vision on the dress, and I'm like, why do that? Like that's a nice dress. Why? I don't know. I just thought it was really kind of a weird kind of thing that you would do. I was just like, that's silly.
Yeah, no. This book was a giant no for me, and
I'm gonna try the number 2.
I look forward to her when she is a better character.
Yeah.
So we are taking a break. Thanks for joining us on The Experience. Come back right after these messages.
Why was Princess Zelda sad after watching a bunch of YouTube videos? She couldn't find the link in the description. We'll stop if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's super easy. Click subscribe and click the bell when you do. And thanks for supporting the EXP.
Comic Collectibles is a pretty straightforward show. You got Rex here, he sells the comics, and you got Rockin' Robbie, he knows about the comics. And finally, John, well, no one really knows what John does. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great guy, but he just keeps showing up. Come to think of it, I don't even really know how he gets in here. Anyway, awesome comics, rare books, rarer signatures, slabbed books, and amazing cover sketches by Ken Hazer and others. Simple formula, you want the comics, you buy the comics. To sum up, Rex sells the comics, Robbie knows the comics, and John, who might possibly be a ghost. I mean, seriously, has anyone ever seen him show up or leave? Comic Collectibles with Rex and John, Mondays from 6 to 8 Eastern on The Experience. Comic Culture and Sales.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Geek Chat. I'm Rich.
Hi. I'm Desmond.
And I just want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on The Experience. Be sure to give us a like and subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. Go to Facebook and give The Geek Chat a follow and Comic Book Beardies. And then head to comicshoppingexperience.com for everything The Experience related. I just want to quickly say, hey, this is my new beardy gnome. It's a little light up. It's like Frankenstein. You got a little black beard. Yes.
Adorable.
Yes. Thank you, Target. So
You and your gnomes, I swear.
We have one more new book, and then we're going to get talking about some X books. This is going to be like a quick shot review. It is a new book from Vault Magazine. Or Vault Comics. I actually have this. It is written by Steve Orlando. The artist is Geopada, and Simon Boland and World did the lettering. Yes, there's a couple covers for this. We got the regular one. Yes, Target is the new place for gnomes. And if you have a Safeway too. So I remember this was years ago. We reviewed Justice League of America #1, written by Steve Orlando. I was excited that he got a big book at DC. And slowly that book became not good. So Steve Orlando is kind of a hit or miss writer for me. His what was the name of that book he wrote about the Jamaican cop?
Keep talking, I'll find it.
That was amazing. I feel like on his own, like this book, he can really shine. And I just want to say it's canceled now, but the newest Scarlet Witch book he writes is actually really good.
I couldn't get into it.
I'm going to be quite sad when that book ends. I think the Loki issue he wrote, where Scarlet Witch and Loki had to play a game of truth, was amazing. I'm very sad that book is canceled. But this book, Sainted Love, is a gay love story. It's a gay time-traveling sex story.
What's more than a sex story?
Like Des said to me in our little, before the show, we talk about books. It is not for kids.
It is not for kids. Do not let your kids.
There are openly sexual
scenes.
The overall story is very bad guy group versus two gay men. One gay man builds this giant behind the scenes sex club, and the other one comes in a year later, don't know where he's been. The art is
it's cartoony.
It's very cartoony,
but it's like a cartoonist style. That's the thing. It's not. It's there's like the Marvel style, and there's the DC style where you have your hyper superhero styles. This is not that. This is more in your like Lumberjanes kind of independent style.
Yes, independent style. And I'm going to be real honest, since we're not going to do a lot of this. I truly feel, and this is no disrespect to the artist at all, I think a more serious artist would have made me enjoy this book a little more.
See, I have to disagree. I really thought that the art was fine for the subject matter that was being presented, only because it was really fanciful. Because like there was like I think there was time travel,
yep.
And one was this sort of like Tesla inspired person, and yeah, I think that it is a homosexual story, and he did not shy away from the fact that they're gay and
right.
and they have these adventures. It's not like, oh, hush 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 about it.
No.
It wasn't like a super defining characteristic. It's just he depicts somewhat graphically gay sex. So if you're not a fan of that,
don't read this book.
Then don't read the book.
Yeah.
But Steve
I'm not
Orlando
saying don't read the book. I'm saying you should read it for yourself. But if you have a problem with that, don't read it.
Yeah, and Steve Orlando is an out
he
writer.
is. I believe he's. I think
he's bisexual. Actually,
I do too. That's what I was going to say. I think I can't think of the word. Identifies as bi. Not that matters.
No, but that's what I mean. He writes. Yes, he's bisexual. He writes all different types of stories. It's just this one particularly is a bit more adult science fiction-y, but not like super like gore type stuff, but
No, they're not. They're totally, completely out.
yeah, they're not. They're not the ambiguously gay duo.
Now, that said,
Though they're
I
hilarious.
will be reading issue 2. I got to know what happens.
I will be reading it too. I'm pretty much into it. Again, I think the art is fine. If
I do too. I don't want the artist to think I don't like him. I don't know him. But I just feel like the subject matter and what the book is about, for me, could have used a little bit more of a, hey, I would like to see Mike Diodato draw this. I don't know.
I can see that. So unfortunately, I was unable to find the book that Rich was referring to, but it is a, you know, if you look him up, you know, internet, Google, it's your friend, and you can probably find it. Yeah, Daniel. Oh, Virgil, thank you. That was the Jamaican cop book. That was Virgil, yeah.
And yeah, Daniel, I have to agree that
It's too much.
It was good. It was good.
Seriously,
now, Virgil, go find Virgil, because Virgil was amazing.
If seriously though, if we had if we had 24 hours, you really can talk about all the books. But having said that,
unfortunately, I just want to say,
cool.
my book that I really suggest picking up in a trade if you love the Doom Patrol is this newest Doom Patrol miniseries. It's going to be 7 issues. It's everything I love about the Doom Patrol: the old, the new, the TV show. It really does embrace everything, and I think this, for me, we talked about the world's finest Titans.
Yeah.
Really hitting those notes. This book really hit my DC older fan, why I love comic books. And the artist is Chris Burnham, and he is just a fantastic artist. And his, like we were talking about Monsieur Mala, like he's in the book. It's so good. It takes from different eras, and they're trying to dig up a very, very well-known, especially if you've been watching the TV show, character for General Immortus. And oh my God, the next issue is the last issue, and I'm gonna really miss it.
Does it incorporate anything from Gerard Way's Young Animal, or is this a completely like DC infused stuff? Because I didn't read the Gerard Way stuff, so I wasn't sure if it takes inspiration from that.
I only read a little bit of it, but I don't think so.
Okay.
I really don't think so. It's mostly older, like the Warp. He's back in it with his giant head, you know. Animal, Mineral, Vegetable Girl. Like, I don't know what happened, but I really don't care. It is a great book. I really recommend the Doom Patrol in trade. I really do.
Alrighty. So now we're going to move on to some other comics that we liked. And in those comics, we're definitely going to be talking about, and then we're going to end it off with our look at Fall of X-Men. But I want to say one thing before you got yours.
Yeah.
Get mine.
Yeah.
If you haven't bought it yet, and you still can, you should really go out and get Batman, Gargoyle of Gotham.
Yes.
It was released on Batman Day. And
well, it depends on what store you go to.
I got mine on Batman Day when you were supposed to get them. So, and it was fantastic. I got the regular one, and then I got the noir cover, which is the same thing, interiors, but it's all black and white, no colors.
So
and
wonderful.
It's fully done by Raphael Grandpa, who's a writer and artist. The colorist was Matthias Lopez, and letter was John Workman. And it is just a great book. If you're a fan of Paul Pope meets Mobius with a little bit of Tad Moore and Jose Rip, R.I.P., who was doing Wolverine for a while.
He's still on it. That book is gorgeous.
You will really like this.
Yeah.
Very fantastic. The story is good. I'm not gonna lie. The story is serviceable, but it's really the art that is really grabbing you. The art really grabs you. It looks like it's going to be 4 issues. It's part of DC's Dark Label. If you can find it, I would say try it out, especially if you're a Batman fan. Definitely try it out.
Yeah, I got to give this book 2 thumbs up too.
Yeah,
It
really
was
good
so
book.
good, so good. And I'm not doing that. I'm. He wanted me to do 2 snaps or whatever. No.
In a Z formation.
Yeah. I
Of the
did not
90s.
know. I guess Daniel knew more about the Gerald Way than I do, but I didn't know that any of his run was in it. But I guess he is, and it is adding to the mythos, and I love it. That's back to Doom Patrol. And he says, quite the cast to equate to Raphael, but accurate. It was a good book. It was a good book. The whole villain in that book is something new. You're okay with that being new?
Oh yeah, because I don't know where this book falls in the Bat mythos.
Yeah.
So I honestly think that it's a side story. Like I'm treating it as an Elseworlds story that is just beautiful to look at. And I think if you're doing an Elseworlds story or a story that is compartmentalized into its own thing, do whatever the hell you want. Make it happen, What Kevin Smith did that with when he wrote his the Widening Gyre or whatever.
Right.
It's fine. It's just when you're doing it on a book like The Flash that already has an established canon of and a huge established rogues gallery. Come on, read a couple of old issues, bring it back.
So we're both reading the number 2s.
Definitely.
Oh, gotcha.
Alrighty.
So 3 more books we want to talk about. One really, really hit this X fan's heart.
I got the same one.
You got the same one?
I had to get it.
I love
this. Was
Peach Momoko.
A beautiful cover. Just the
really
way
is.
She looks, the face, everything about this cover is beautiful.
So we're going into spoilers as we normally do, and Jean Grey is dead. She died. And in her book, she is reliving her past, trying to see what she could do to change the future.
Sorry.
You did not like this book?
No.
Wow.
My after I finished reading it, my sentence was, why is this book?
Because I really feel like Jean Grey is going to be the reason.
Why is this book?
The mutants return. I really do. I do. And that is what this book's about. Her trying to figure out what she could do. I don't know. I liked it. I liked the art. I liked. So in it, spoilers. Well, she's dead. That's the biggest spoiler. But so Wolverine, it goes back to when she's about to save everyone from the rays coming in. She's on the spaceship with the second generation. And she's like, what could I have done different? And Wolverine says, let me do it. My healing factor will keep me alive. And sure enough, the healing factor keeps him alive. They form this telepathic bond. And even Cyclops is like, you love him now, don't you? Little jealous little. So Wolverine gets the Phoenix Force. All his memories get unlocked, and now he just wants to slaughter everyone that did things to him. Yes. It was a what if. I loved it. Yeah, I could see by your face you're like, no.
It literally was a $3.99 walk down memory lane. And I'm like, or possible memory lane. And I'm like, okay. And my thoughts are, no disrespect to Louise Simonson. She was the one that wrote it. And I'm like, you know what? Writers got to eat, and if you have a long history with a certain character, you can bring it. And I just don't think that she brought it with this one. It just like, and if you're thinking that Jean Grey is going to be the mother of the mutants and bring them back, that's fine. Although I think that was what was supposed to be Hope, and then they kind of did a switch right at the end with that. So if she's gonna come back and prove that she is, super powerful mutant mama, then hey, bring it. She could reconstitute her atom. She's already done it before in the comics.
Right.
So
she's so funny thing.
So why is she chilling out? Why is she chilling out? Going through like the giant.
She's dead.
No, she can rebuild herself. She's got work to do. Okay.
So Daniel, one of the books we're not reviewing that came out this week is Realm of X. That book has one of my favorite characters in it. I love Marrow. I love her, love her, love her. And I love magic. But for some reason, and they kind of explained kind of why
Ashton.
she's not herself, is she trained with the Sorcerer Supreme. And she's like, I can't do magic. I'm going to die. No, no. I don't like this version of magic that is in Realm of X at all. I don't like the new character Curse at all. I love Marrow, and I'm glad that Marrow just formed the blades and started stabbing because, you know, that's what I love. But I do want to talk. Are we done with Jean Grey? I'm a yay, you're a nay.
Nay.
Nay, you're done?
Nay, I'm done.
I'm done. So I do want to talk about Ms. Marvel, the New Mutant, because there's one. Oh, what one did you get?
I got the. I don't know. I got a variant edition. Let's see which one this is.
I love it.
Yeah, I saw it, and it was the only one they had, and I was like, I'm buying this one.
You know, she's so much more than Marvel is writing her. I think that she was stronger in before the Krakoan age.
Oh, yeah.
Do.
Yeah, they kind of, unfortunately, they kind of de-evolved her a little bit.
Well, they're doing that to her brother too. It's like the Rasputins are getting no respect. So I just want to say why I really like this book. I read Ms. Marvel off and on with her different miniseries because I love the haters of her that are like, she can't do a book. She can't maintain a book. No,
Yeah,
Marvel doesn't do long issues anymore. They stop everything at 8 or 9 because they know the number one's going to sell. So Ms. Marvel, is there a legacy on this? No, there's not.
No.
There should be. So I just want to give a real quick. Iman Vellani. She's actually the actress that plays Ms. Marvel in the MCU. Sabir Perzada, they were the writers. And then Carlos Gomez and Adam Gorman were the artists. Eric Arsenija was the color artist, and VC's Joe Caramanga was the letterer. Why I love this book is because I love Emma, and there is one panel in here, and this is all I have to say about this book. It's Emma talking to Ms. Marvel, and she says, please, dear, please, set the misplaced idealism aside and try settling for finding peace within yourself. And here we go, ready? So that I don't have to cradle your body someday. I'm rather tired of that. And after I read that, I was like, oh, see, I don't know if Iman is, I know that she's a huge Marvel fan because she would kind of tell people on set all about what they're talking about. But if that's her and she has read, so Emma has lost so many children. Why they leave students with her, I have zero clue. She lost her original Hellions to Fitzroy. She lost her students she was teaching on Genosha to Nova, Cassandra Nova.
Yep.
And now she's lost more students. She doesn't know anything. She just knows she's alive. No one else is from the Hellfire Gala. The fact that they added that, and the Emma who is heartless, we don't have time to review Invincible Iron Man, but I really enjoyed that book too. She is so mean and bitchy to Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And the contrast to Ms. Marvel is huge. And I think she sees Kamala as the hope of what can be for the next generation, if there's a generation. So
yeah, and I really like the artwork. I thought it was really great. I really liked how Emma was portrayed, her art style and her costume was portrayed, which is completely different than her Invincible Iron Man portrayal. And I think that the one thing about, her, like, it's like people need to decide what they're going to put her in, because sometimes she's wearing the classic garter, like the hip boots and the corset with the cape, and sometimes she's in a much more modern take. And I really believe that the modern take that she's in is so much better than the other ones. That's one thing about the differences when you see her is like they're not connecting who she is, or maybe she's just showing a bitchy side because she's dealing with Tony, and now side because she's dealing with a young person. She's a little bit more softer on her edges.
Yeah,
I don't know. I do think that the whole wedding because I got the wedding issue because I had to get the one. Yeah,
you got the variant.
Yeah, I had to get the variant that's after the Spider-Man Mary Jane that was done by John Romita Sr. And it was funny because I was really mad about the whole wedding thing because I read the whole Iron Man before this current one. I read that one with the reintroduction of Kovacs and all that, and I really enjoyed that, and I really enjoyed the love affair between him and Patsy Walker. But I really have hoped that they would stay together. But now to see how they get to, I don't want to spoil if you're reading it, but how they get
we
together.
Spoil everything.
Well, how they get together was it was a fake.
It's out of necessity.
Yeah, it's a fake wedding. So I was like, okay,
I loved it. I loved the issue too.
Okay, that's kind of funny. So I really enjoyed that. But yeah, Daniel says, not a Kamala fan personally. Only Captain Marvel to me is the dead one.
Oh, I miss him so much.
The bait and switch they've done with her in Spidey and her show nonsense just blah to me. I thought her show was okay. I actually kind of liked her show, and I'm really hoping that she is the. I hope that she is the shining light of the Marvels movie when it comes out. Yeah. So for me and Miss Marvel and the whole cadre of Fall of X stories, I think hers I'm going to continue to read.
I like it.
Iron Man, I'm not so sure of.
Oh yeah, the next issue, yeah, she's in her space boobs.
Yeah.
Did you see that cover? Those things are still there in space. Yeah, I love it.
I'm probably gonna read it because I am an Iron Man fan, although I just don't. It's interesting to see him be so tied to
the X-Men. I know. I said that to Coog. I don't read Iron Man.
Yeah.
But I've been reading the last couple issues because they're weightless.
Yeah. They are.
I love him being the Black King. I think, oh, well, Daniel, that's because, Fantastic Four's coming in the year 2092 or something.
Oh, yeah, and you can't have her being a stretchy.
Yeah, because heaven forbid the people, they're stupid, I guess. They're not. People are not as dumb as, yeah. So we got to get wrapping everything up.
Yes.
There's so much more we want to talk about.
But, comics, that's the best thing about comics. There's always something to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, so before us, Miss Jen does What's in the Box. She had some really good books today. I told Coog, oh my God, I want to buy them. I own them, but I want to buy them again just because I want them. She had really good X books. She had some New Mutants. She had a run of G.I. Joe Transformers. I was like, oh, I'm kicking myself for not getting those. So join Miss Jen, What's in the Box, at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock. No, I missed 7. Yeah, 7 o'clock Eastern.
7 o'clock,
I hate time zones. I hate the time change. So she's then. Now, after us, at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, is Sketch Up with Mog and Mel. They have a special guest, Bill Mouse, creator of Nera X Cyber Angel. Interesting book. Be sure to tune into them here on The Experience. It's another great show. I love talking with you. We just love talking about comic books.
We really do.
So thank you, everyone out there. Thank you. Oh, by the way, today is Beardy Coog and I's 15th year anniversary. We've been married 15 years.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. So we're going to do what we do best and party inside watching Amazing Race.
Yay. Oh, and also everybody, tell your friends about the show. Let's help this show grow. We love talking with all of you. We love talking about comic books. If you know someone who loves comic books, tell a friend. Tell a friend. And tell them to come and join the Experience.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, tell them all about The Experience. There's some great programming on.
Yes.
Whether you want to watch a show like ours or you want to buy comic books, they have everything. And let me tell you, those commercials, I don't know who does them, but they are cute.
They
that
really
one
are
about your brain trying to kill you, perfect. I love it.
Wow.
So you're watching the Comic Book Beardies presents the JD does them. It was an awesome job. Love the commercials. So you're watching Beardy Rich and Desmond. We will see you next Thursday on the Experience, 7 o'clock. No, 5 o'clock. God damn. 5 o'clock Pacific. You know the times. All right, guys. Have a great night. Bye.
Do you remember what it was like when you were a little kid and you got a letter in the mail? Now imagine that letter was filled with information about your favorite shows, pop culture questions, links to things you're going to want to see later, and even sneak peeks at upcoming programming here on The Experience. That's what the EXP mailing list is. Every week, we send you sneak peeks, information, and all of the relevant links for all of the shows you want to see. Sign up now on our website or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now.